Hey guys, so I'm super excited to share this video with you. This is how to absolutely dominate when making phone calls to your leads to make sure you build rapport, you have an amazing consultation, and then you can book them into your gym and your facility and secure them as a long-term client. So let's look at it now right from the start at the top here. So as you make the call, the first thing we know with calls is obviously to be in an amazing mental state, so be up and about, be standing, be active, because it's so important that when you make these calls that you're confident, that you sound interested, that you actually care about the person, because we know tone of voice is so important. If you're going to talk in a monotone the whole time, then people won't be interested. So you can tell immediately if you change the tone of your voice. If you're smiling, people can tell. So guys, stand up, smile, get an amazing physical state, do some push-ups if you need, do some star jumps, some burpees, and change that emotional state so you're ready to make these calls and you dominate. So let's get into it, okay? So as the phone rings, when they pick up, you say, "Hey Natasha, it's Connor here from Code 5 Fitness. I'm just calling about our 28-day challenge that you inquired about on Facebook. How's your day going?" That's what you say from the start the whole way through. Now, often they'll say, "Yeah, really good." And you can go, "Great, look, I'm just giving you a quick call," and you can move on. But often as well, they'll give you a little speed bump right away and they'll say, "Hey, I'm busy, call me later." They'll try and cut you off right away. So a nice little tactic I use for this one is, okay, just so I know for the follow-up call, what's the number one thing that you want to achieve in health and fitness at the moment? And then you just be dead quiet, all right? And you wait for them to reply. Often they're like, "Oh, I don't know, I guess fitness." And from there, you can literally move on. So you can essentially disregard the "I'm busy" and you can go, "Oh, cool, okay, no worries." And then you can literally move on to where the conversation will flow. Okay, so it could be like, I hear that. It could then you literally will just go down to this section here, which is like once they say like fitness, you then might be like, "Oh, okay, like what does fitness look like to you?" So you've actually just jumped all the way down to this section here, if you can get them to continue the phone call, right? A lot of the time they then go, "Oh, I don't know, like fitness, just to be toned, and healthy." And you're like, "Okay, cool, toned. Whereabouts in your body would you like to be toned?" And you can just continue the conversation. They'll often continue it with you. And then if they go, "Hey, look, I've got to go," you go, "So sorry, I just am passionate about it." No worries. And then what we'll have to do here is we move on to this section. So they'll say, "Can you call me back?" And you go, "No worries. What time would be a good time to call you back? I'll book it in my diary and make sure I can call you at the right time." And then you book in that call. If they also brush you off again, they say, "I will call you." So they're saying to you that they'll call you back, and it's very unlikely they will. So you can say, "I hear that a lot, and I often don't get a call back. People are super busy, they have really busy lives. I completely understand. If I don't hear from you today, I'll touch base tomorrow at some point. Is that okay?" All right? And just there, they'll hopefully be like, "Yep, no problem." And you're like, "Cool." And if they're like, "No, I'll call you," you're like, "Okay, cool. When should I schedule in my diary to receive the call?" And you just be quiet and you see what they say. And you essentially just want to find another time that you know to expect a call from them, and you can flick them a text at that time, or you can just call them and go, "Hey, I've just got another call in 10 minutes, so I just knew that we booked scheduled this time. I just want to check in on you." You can just call them at that time as well. Now, as soon as you've finished up, and if they have to leave the call then and there, you follow up with a nice text. So shoot them a video message of yourself. They'll know what you look like. It's an awesome way to do it. Just explain. Film yourself really quickly. "Hey, sorry for keeping you on the phone. I know you're really busy. Look, I can't wait to have that chat. I love helping people, and I want you to be one of those people I help. Talk to you soon." Bang. Send that off. Or if you've booked in a phone time, mention, "Hey, I'll talk to you tomorrow at 3 p.m. and then send that as well. So guys, that's what you want to do. If they cut you off or they try and brush you, you make sure that you try and keep them on the phone. You send them a really nice, a short apology. "Hey, sorry I caught you at a bad time." Continue on. Message to them. Now, if that doesn't occur, the conversation flows. So it's awesome. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm good. How are you?" You're like, "I'm great. Just doing some calls for our 28-day challenge. So everything's going really well. We've still got a few spots left, which is good." Now, do you live or work near, the gym location? So say ours is Brookvale. They'll be like, "Yeah, I live at Freshie, so I'm really close by." You're like, "Oh, awesome. We have heaps of members from Freshie." They come across every single day. I actually used to live in Wayne Street in Freshwater. It's a wonderful suburb. So you build that tiny bit of rapport just off the gym location, off where they live and where they're from. They'll be like, "Oh, cool. I know Wayne Street. It's a good spot." I'm like, "Yeah." And then the immediate way is just you've got an option here to ask for a referral. Before you get into the nitty gritty, before you talk about anything else with them, you can say, hey, just checking, did you want to have a buddy that joined you on this 28-day challenge, or did you want to do it by yourself? Just because I've got 4 spots left and still some people to call today. And just see. Now, if you don't feel comfortable for whatever reason, you can use that after you've built more rapport with them, but you can just ask straight off the bat, because often they'll say, yeah, I've got 2 friends. You're like, amazing, what's their names? They'll tell you the 2 names, Sally and Bob. You're like, cool. Let's firstly see if you qualify for the challenge to make sure you can take part. I'm pretty sure you will. But then after that, once we've got yours set up, I can just grab their numbers and I'll get them sorted out ASAP to make sure they get a spot as well. All right? And then you just move on. Okay, so talk to me a little about your goals. What do you want to achieve? And you listen in. Often, like we spoke about earlier, it's a general answer. Oh, I want to just achieve fitness. I want to be fit. I want to be, just a lot fitter. So it's really usually someone that's quite overweight and they are too scared to right now tell you, I want fat loss. So you're like, okay, no worries. Just so I know, what does fitness look like to you? And what does it mean to you? And see what they say. So they might be like, oh, just being able to run up the stairs and run 2 kilometers, whatever it may be. You're like, okay, cool. And is there anything aesthetically that you might want to change? Would you want to just be fit? Because that'll happen. That's a byproduct of training. But do you want to be fit as in like toned and do you want to have abs? What are you sort of talking about there? And leave it at that. And then they'll hopefully be like, oh yeah, like I'd like to achieve weight loss too. And you're like, oh, okay, so wait. And then they'll be like, oh, weight loss generally comes just, when you train and stuff. You're like, yeah, of course. Weight loss comes along the way too. But just so I know, is being fit the number one thing? Or if I was like in 6 months' time, you had the body of your dreams, or you were a lot fitter, which would be the one that you'd want to choose? And they're always like, oh, I'd prefer to have an amazing body. Like, oh, okay, cool. So like number one thing for you is probably body transformation. But number 2 is you just want to be fit and strong and feel really good too, right? They're like, yeah, cool. So you want their goal, right, to hit your niche. So the thing is, they're going to give you a general answer for goal number 1, usually, and you want to talk to them about what their other goals are, goal number 2 and 3, and then you want to make sure the number 1 focus is around your niche. If it's not, that's okay. You can still work with them if you want. But for us, we work with people in body transformation, so they want to say that they want to lose weight, add muscle, feel good, look amazing. And I'm like, you are going to fit in because that's our market. That's who we work with. That's our bread and butter. All right. So you move on. So you get them to say that. That's the key here, is getting them to acknowledge they want to lose fat. Or if you work with strength athletes, it's wanting an athlete to add muscle, to be stronger. Or if you work with endurance athletes, or if you work with weekend warriors who want to complete a triathlon, whatever it may be, you want to try and get them to say your niche if possible. All right, so then you talk a bit about their main goal and date. So they're like, okay, you want a body transformation, and for you estimate that's about 10 kilos. So that's really good because we do specialize in that. Now, what is the date that you want to achieve this by? The best thing you can do is really get a nutted out specific date. You can use things and nut in dates if they don't give you anything. So you can ask, when's your birthday? What about Christmas? What about the first day of summer? What about by Easter? What about the end of financial year? Or whatever it may be, because you want to find a date that you can then work off with them and get them to, imagine looking at themselves by that date, feeling and looking amazing. So you never want to have a no date to work with. Don't even have ASAP. If they say 10 kilos, then why don't you go, all right, well, why don't we push it and challenge you and we go 10 kilos in 10 weeks? How about that? And you can set a goal for 10 weeks, whatever it may be. Now, ask them, do you have a current gym membership or exercise level? What are you doing at the moment? Now, this is really important, guys, because that you want to find out how much they're investing, how often they go, because you can use this later on just to work it out and make sure you're obviously writing it all down. But okay, so you spend about $20 per week at the moment because you go to Anytime. But you told me, but you don't actually go that much. You just do a few walks during the week, so that doesn't use your gym membership. And then you try and go on the weekend, but sometimes you're busy. So per month, you're going about one or two times. They're like, yeah. You're like, all right, cool. So at the moment, we're looking at about $40 per session for you to train at Anytime. All right. So do you think looking at that, maybe accountability would benefit you? And they're like, yeah. You're like, we'll write that down in a bit of paper, accountability. Okay, cool. Just so I know, because that's something that we specialize in. Okay, no worries, that's cool. And you want to note this down and write down this information because you're going to use it later on if they ever object to anything, especially if they object to price, because these are things that they might be doing. The other thing, if they say that, they were paying a premium, they might have been doing 4 personal training sessions a week and they were paying over $200 a week, then they're coming down when you price present of it might only be $100 for the first month or whatever your prices are. You then know, well, you can be like, hey, what's changed? You're investing $200 a week at this program, so you can then work out what it is. All right. Injuries. So do you have any injuries that are holding you back from training at the moment? Because you've got to work out, can they jump into your sessions? Can they jump into your group classes? Is it a small injury? Are your trainers good enough to take people with injuries? Or do you just say, hey, look, right, I'm so sorry. If you've had this injury, you're not going to be able to continue with us. Whatever it may be. So that's a really good one just to check in. And then it's an amazing thing because when they enter a class and you can say, hey, Sally, I spoke to Connor and he mentioned that you get shin splints. So in the running today, I want you to walk over that ski erg and not do the running because running is going to be high impact for those shins and I don't want to make it any worse. She'll be like, oh my God, this gym is switched on. After the phone consultation, the initial consultation, and my first class, they know about my shin splints. Okay, so what's the number one thing holding you back? It's a great question to ask. This is why they need you. Usually it's like nutrition. Usually it's like themselves. It's like accountability is massive. Like, oh, I know what to do. I just don't do it. And whatever they say, they'll usually be like, oh, I just can't eat the right food. I can't do it. I just struggle with my nutrition. You'd be like, okay. We see that a lot. So many of our clients face the same thing. They struggle because they don't eat breakfast. They skip breakfast and they overeat during lunch and they overeat during dinner. Or it might be that they don't manage their calories. But that's why we have these meal plans that's going to help specifically you hit your calories every single day. That's going to get you this amazing result. So you insert a small bit of knowledge there. You can insert their issue, which might be accountability, might be nutrition. But we're going to help you get that because we have accountability because we've got trainers that care. And they're going to check in every fortnight and make sure you're using the meal plan. They're going to make sure you're training, which is going to get you that 10 kilos taken off in 10 weeks. All right. So just tell me a little bit more about your diet. This is a really good opportunity to show knowledge. Just a simple line I like to use is like a few small changes here. I can already see we're going to get some quick wins, which is going to help you rip off that 10 kilos in 10 weeks. And it's going to firstly make you start to increase your energy levels and feel amazing. But if they speak about anything with their diet, people have often done, quick fixes and things like that. And it's a great opportunity to talk about that as well. So if it's a quick fix, how did that work out for you? Did you have a high bounce back rate? Because we often find people lose 10 kilos by just having protein shakes for 2 meals a day. But once you start eating real food, you put on the weight again. So talking about that, and okay, we don't work like that. We give you sustainable things that are going to last you for life. So after these 28 days, whether you become a member or not, you're going to walk away with these tactics and benefits that you can use for the rest of your life to stay fit, to stay lean, and stay healthy. If they talk about keto, if they talk about intermittent fasting, whatever it is, try not to bag it because you don't want to ever go directly against someone, unless you're strictly against it and you won't let them in your gym. Otherwise, it's like, okay, we work with people with their nutrition and I'll give you advice, but if that's worked for you in the past and you want to do that, I'll support you on that journey. Try not to go completely against it because that often puts them on side. All right, we move on. So how important, 1 to 10, how important is achieving your goals to you? 10 being the most important, 1 being not at all. So you want them to be an 8 or higher. A really good question if they say like a 7 or a 5. You're like, okay, why aren't you like an 8, 9, or 10, And just see what they say. And they'll be like, I don't know. You're like, oh, no, I just wanted to know because a lot of people we work with get really good results that are higher. And they might be like, school or I've got to pay the bills or whatever it may be. You'd be like, okay, no worries. So paying the bills. So after paying the bills or making enough money to pay the bills, the next thing for you is your health and fitness. So at the moment, it's like the second most important thing in your life. To lose that 10 kilos by Christmas is the second most important. Cool. I just want to note that down just so I can help you and guide you and I can understand where you're at as well. Now you recap, you go through this. So you just quickly jot through, talking about their goals, the dates, the injuries, anything holding them back, how much they eat out, their current gym levels, you use the nutrition about the eating out and stuff, their current gym, their exercise levels, and their 1 to 10. So you recap with 7 yeses, get them saying yes a lot, and make sure here that you link it back to the goal. All right, so linking it back to losing the 10 kilos, and you're like, wow, I'm so excited. I can see you're going to absolutely crush it. Now, at this point, you do have the option to do a referral as well, which is we've done up here, okay? Did you want to do the challenge by yourself, Or did you want to bring a friend down? We often find people get amazing results when you work in pairs and see what they say. If they're like, no, if you've already asked it, then obviously don't re-ask it. But if you haven't, then after all this stuff, it's a great time to ask it there. All right. So then you're like, is it cool if I tell you a little bit more about this challenge and which is only $197? And then you can be like, are you interested? Or how interested are you right now? And they're like, I'm really, really interested. You're like, all right, amazing. Well, this is going to blow your mind, the stuff we've got here. So it's always good just to check in how they're going, because it's important that you win them over with rapport. You win them over with showing a little bit of knowledge, supporting them, and them knowing you're the real deal throughout these things, throughout the goals, dates, injuries, holding them back, their nutrition, what they're currently doing, and how keen they are. You need them to be keen, because as you go through here, you're going to then close them off, all right? So you need them to be excited and keen. So, then you just jot through all the things. So we have over 50 classes a week, resistance, boxing, high intensity. We have an InBody in our scanner. You're going to get free access to that. We're going to track that every single week over your 28 days to lose that 4 kilos in 4 weeks. You're going to get a personalized coach. It's going to push you, check in on you to help you achieve your goals. You get MyZone for the 28 days. You get to trial that with us. It'll help spike that motivation and get you the most out of your sessions. We've got meal plans written by one of the best nutritionists in Australia. We have vegan options. We've got vegetarian, male, female, fat loss, maintenance. It's really good stuff. We have recipe books. So, they're going to help you if you're ever struggling what you need to eat. You can just jump on, click on one of those recipe books, and go through and pick a meal. Look, the total value for this is kind of insane. It's like over $1,000. So here you would insert the value, right? And there is so much value. Recipe books, using a MyZone for a month, having meal plans by a great nutritionist, InBody scans. People charge me out at $40 a scan. So there's so much stuff here. The time of your trainers. Whatever you want to value it at, you value it at that. So we say, it's over $1,000. But we won't charge anything near that. Our program is only $197. With a money-back guarantee if you're not happy. We just want people in the gym that are happy and enjoying it. So if you try us out and it's not for you, that's completely fine. We always have a money-back guarantee. All right. From here, you just give them a quick close here. So it's like, I definitely see you kicking off. I might just write close there so we know. I can definitely see you kicking this off, and losing that 10 kilos. This is going to spike your motivation, but we know it's going to be difficult to lose 10 kilos in 28 days. We generally see people lose 2 to 6 kilos depending on how hard they work. What would you like to lose in the 28 days? Try and get them to say like 4. You're like, amazing. Let's try and lose 4 kilos. I think it's great to be focused at the start. Lay that foundation for long-term success. I can't wait to see you, crush this challenge, then lose the 10 kilos by Christmas. So when you go on that holiday, you look absolutely amazing and you feel even better. So get there, guys. It's all about emotion this last little bit. Don't just say, lose body fat and add muscle. Make sure you talk about whatever their goal is, which is like 10 kilos, whatever the date is. So it's like Christmas, Easter, it's the 5th of January because it's their birthday, whatever it may be. You talk about the date and you talk about an event as well, which is like try and even get an event there, which will be like whatever event you want, but generally it's like birthdays, and you'll go off to your family holiday and look amazing. Boarding that plane, you're going to be feeling so good. So then they are literally picturing themselves board the plane. All right, from here we close them off. Cool. Look, you sound like the perfect candidate. Let's get you going. Would you prefer to come in the gym on insert 2 days, Monday or Tuesday? See what they say. They might even say, hey, look, I have Wednesdays off. You're like, perfect, let's do Wednesdays. If they don't, then you just go Monday or Tuesday. Okay, great. They pick Tuesday. Okay, perfect. What time? Give them 2 options. We've got a 7 a.m. or we've got a 7 p.m. And just be like, we're very busy at the moment. Do you know which time would suit you? And then hopefully they're like 7 p.m. If they're like, oh, do you have any other times? Then you can see if you do have any other times work for them. But we want to use scarcity, and we've done that with referrals as well. Like we have 4 spots left. You want that scarcity tactic in there. So they're like, all right, I definitely need to do this and take action today. Because if I wait 2 more days to accept this phone call or to actually book in, I might miss my spot. All right, now from this point, we send them an online waiver form, okay, because we want to make sure that they're serious about coming in. So it's like, sign this waiver. Okay, so I just need you to put me on loudspeaker. I just want you to, I'm going to send you a text now. Just please fill in this waiver. Super quick. Takes about 60 seconds. Name, email, phone number, any basic information about yourself. Pop that in. As soon as you've done that, I can then book you in. You just like put your phone on loudspeaker, let them fill it in. If they have any questions, answer them. You put your phone on mute as well, so you can talk to anyone else if you want. Then unmute it when you talk to them, obviously. Then they've filled it in, they've created their account. You would then go on your CRM, book them in on that and say, is there any reason why you won't be able to make it to this consultation? Ask that question, blanket outright. We want to increase the levels of show rate. So they're going to be like, nope, no reason at all. You're like, great. Because we don't do rebookings. We only accept first dates. We never accept the second, all right? So you've got to be an amazing first date to come back for a second. So we don't do rebookings, like I said. I'm going to see you at Tuesday at 7 p.m. like we spoke about. I cannot wait to catch up with you then and set you up. I know this program is going to get amazing results with you. So again, just reconfirm. Now, at this point, just before you finish the phone conversation, can I grab, your phone? Before you mentioned about Sally and Bob, can I grab their numbers? Get their numbers. Thanks. Can you please let them know about the challenge? You've got the information, but I want you to just quickly let them know that there's only a few spots left. I'm going to call them in 20 or 30 minutes. And, if they pick up, I can book them in. If they don't, tell them to text me so I can organize it today, because I really want to make sure you have a few friends to do this challenge with you. All right. That is pretty much it, guys. From here, you've got any other referral options if you want, which is like if you don't use the referral option further up, like here or here, then at the end, you can use it as well. So when you're here and like we don't do rebookings, confirm the date, you're like, hey, look, did you want to bring a friend down tomorrow that would want to go on this journey with you, train with you, lose weight with you, crush it? Because if you do, I can quickly text them over too and book them in as well. All right, and that's an easy way, just like nice and simple. Then you can just go, hey, look, here's this. Fill this in before you come in with Bob tomorrow. Or you've got the referral, the second option, which is like, hey, we find people get better results. They're often more consistent when they have a friend or family member doing the challenge. Did you have anyone in mind who would benefit from joining you? And I know you'd benefit too. See what they say. Okay, great. Give me their mobile number. I'm going to call them right now. Let's get them on board with you as well. Is that cool? So you've got those two options there as well. But you'd always use that. You can use that whenever, but at the end, always ask for a referral throughout the phone call as well. All right, guys. Now, once you've booked them in, you're like, I can't wait to see you. That's all good. I'm going to see you Tuesday at 7 p.m. Have an amazing day. Look forward to catching up tomorrow night. Make sure you send a confirmation text after the video. So you want to send them a video message of yourself like right away. So they can see you. They know who to expect. All right, especially if you're meeting them. If it's not, it's someone else, that's fine. Still send a video message. Grab out your phone. Hey, Sally, it's Connor. We just spoke on the phone. It was so great to chat to you about your health and fitness goals. I cannot wait to see you lose 10 kilos. Now, look, you're going to be meeting Tony tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Look, we're just at 198 Old Pittwater Road. Come a little bit early if you can. You're not going to be training. Just have a squeeze. Tony will be ready for you right on 7. Now, look, like I said, we're going to have you back every step of the way. Just remember, you get out what you put in. So I want you to go as hard as you can, work on yourself, and hold yourself accountable too. Have an amazing journey. Tony will see you at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And then send them that message, pump them up a little bit, and shoot that off to them. Also get Tony to send them a video message as well so they know what he looks like. And make sure he's ready early, 5 minutes early, waiting there with a smile at the front door. Set up an auto text 24 hours before, so that'll come off soon. And then set up an auto email as well. And then, like I said, Tony, the staff member, has got to send out a video message too, the morning of the consult or the day before. Guys, that is how to run a successful phone script conversation. That is how to dominate. That is how to get a referral. And that is how to increase the likelihood of them turning up to the consultation as well.